What's up, guys? I'm gonna be making a little bit of just some fried chicken breast. I have some spaghetti and marinara sauce already made, and I'm just gonna throw some chicken in there instead of beef. Just change the pace and keep it a little bit healthy. And right now I've got the oil going on my hot pan. I've got kind of like a tiny house apartment thing kind of going on, so I have a hot plate for my heat source, and I use the cutting board over my sink so that I have an easy cleanup for the juices and everything. So I'm going to start cutting and cooking, and we'll get something going. So I use this knife here that I got from a Renaissance fair. The knife is just a lot sharper than most of my other knives, and since I'm only using my left hand and I'm not very coordinated, it helps me just cut a lot easier, and I don't have to work as hard. I just have to kind of hold my hand on the chicken so that it doesn't move on me, and then I just let the knife do all the work. I'm just cutting it into little cubes just so it's easier to kind of mix into my spaghetti and just make that chicken spaghetti. I was thinking about making chicken parmesan instead with the spaghetti as kind of an accent underneath it, but I didn't feel like breading my chicken or just leaving it as chicken breast. I think it'll be a little bit easier to eat for me as cubes, just because right now, since I'm so uncoordinated with my left hand, eating is a little bit more difficult than I would care to admit. So I've got everything pretty much cut up for one of the chicken breasts, and so I'm going to transfer this over to the side so I can get the other chicken breast going. But what I want to do is get a little bit of pepper. I'm not going to season it too much. Like I said, I'm just putting it into some spaghetti with marinara sauce that's already been seasoned when I was boiling the noodles and heating up the sauce. So I don't need to do a whole lot with it. So we're going to push this over to the side here so I can get this chicken breast on here. And then I have these little paper plates from the dollar store. I'm going to go ahead and put this on here so they're out of my way. And once everything's all cut and said and done, I will go ahead and put it in the skillet. So I'm going to do this, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, so I've got all my meat cut up right here. All my chicken, seasoned it up. I went ahead and cleaned my my knife and my cutting board just so it was out of the way. And I'm going to actually put a little bit more oil into my skillet just to get some full coverage going. I'm using coconut oil. I'm not 100% sure whether or not it's healthier than olive oil. I know for sure that it said from the research that I've done online and stuff like that, that it's definitely healthier than like canola oil and vegetable oils. But I don't know the comparison between olive oil, like the virgin olive oil, and coconut oil. But I have a huge container, so it's what I got, it's what I use. And it's for medium to high heat, so you know it works out. And I get that going, make sure my oil's on my pan, and then I go ahead and put my chicken on. And you should be able to hear it sizzling as I put this on the heat. And I'm just gonna let this chill for a little while. Well, not chill, I guess it'll be heating. But let this cook for a little bit on one side. I personally like to get it to where it's kind of like a golden brown, gets a little more crispy. Some people like to get it where it's just white enough on the one side before flipping it. But I'm gonna go ahead and do what I like, get that golden brown finish, and then I'll go ahead and flip everything over It gets a little interesting since I'm using my left hand. I don't have as much dexterity as I do with my right hand, but kind of hard with my sling. I can't really lift any higher than like right here. It's not a lot, and I can't stretch my arm out. So I try not to use it as much as possible. And while I'm here, I can do my hand strength exercises and things like that. And I go ahead and do calf raises while I'm cooking. But we'll get this going. And once this is white, like I said, I'll flip it over and give it a nice golden brown finish to it, and then it'll be ready for my spaghetti. Today's quote is going to be from Nelson Mandela, and it always seems impossible until it's done. And that's a great quote for really anything, but it's a quote that I found that is helping me stick to the physical therapy that I have to do, and sticking to making sure that I do stay in the sling and only take the sling off when I'm at my computer or on the couch, where I'm allowed to take the sling off and kind of slide my hand back and forth and start stretching out that shoulder. And also obviously when I'm doing my physical therapy. Alright, so I'm starting to see some color come in on the sides of the chicken. It's starting to get white. So most likely the bottoms are starting to get a little golden brown. I'm just going to do another 20 calf raises, and I'll start flipping these over. And I use a reusable plastic camp fork that I probably got at Walmart or something like that. And it helps me just not scratch the metal at all. And helps it last a little bit longer for the skillet. So these are turning out pretty nice. Yeah. We'll go ahead and start flipping these over, getting the other side cooked up, making sure that everything's cooked all the way through. If you guys don't know, when you're cooking really any raw meat, Google the temperatures. You can get yourself an easy thermometer at H-E-B or Walmart or Ace Mart or really anywhere for really cheap, and you can check your chicken, your beef, your turkey, your pork, and make sure, and your fish too, making sure that your meat is cooked to the correct temperature. I've cooked enough chicken that I can somewhat eyeball it. I still always cut a piece, usually one of the bigger pieces, and I cut it in half and make sure that the center is no longer pink, especially with chicken and stuff. So make sure, guys, if you guys are cooking, please make sure that you're cooking to the correct healthy standards. You know, don't just try and guesstimate based off of somebody else's recipe or anything like that. Come on, guy, flip. But be safe, you know. Doing the whole legal disclaimer that eating raw meat can be hazardous to your health. We'll flip this guy over right here. He's probably going to be the piece that I cut to make sure everything's cooked right. So once I get everything flipped over, I let it sit for a little bit. I will probably make some tea really quick. My girlfriend started a night job, so I'm on her schedule right now because I'm not working. So I stayed up with her last night, and today's her first day getting into that third shift schedule. So right now it's almost 1 a.m. And this is actually going to be her lunch, so I'm not gonna eat it. I'm just cooking it for her, making sure that she gets a decent meal while she's working, and I can cook myself something. We've got all kinds of cans, and I've got some more chicken breast that I can cut and cook myself, but I'm not really hungry right now, so I'm not going to make anything for myself, but a good tea is always nice. So I'll get that going, and we'll see you back once the chicken is done. Some of these chicken pieces aren't ready to go yet, but while I'm standing here, I had a little bit of oil that I wanted to get rid of, and I don't know if it's a hack or anything. I'm sure somebody else has done it before, but the grease blocker that you usually put on the skillet, it also kind of duels as something to help me one-handed drain my my meat, whatever I'm cooking with the oils, and it helps me drain it into my jars so I don't have to pour it down the sink or anything like that. You know, protecting my drains and the environment and all that stuff. So it's just something that I use because the handle comes right over the skillet like this, pop, and then I can hold both this handle and the handle of the skillet so that it all comes down, and the in this case the chicken kind of slides to the side, and it forms a nice little funnel for me to drain all of the oil and stuff that I need to, and I still leave a little bit of oil to fry these up just a little bit more. Some of them are turning a nice golden color. There's some gold on this side right here, which is probably kind of hard to see from the angle of the camera. I'm actually currently using the camera on my laptop. My laptop is sitting on top of my toaster oven. Luckily, the toaster oven is not on, and so it's probably hard to see. But some of these are getting kind of golden brown. Some of the smaller pieces look like they're probably ready to go. But I'm going to leave them on just a little bit longer. Make sure I really get everything cooked properly. Again, just remember, make sure you're using your thermometers. Make sure you know that you're cooking your meat all the way through and you're not eating any raw materials. Chicken can cause salmonella and all kinds of other stuff, so make sure you're cooking your stuff all the way through. Yeah, that right there, that nice golden color on both sides, that's what I'm really looking for with all of these here. So they have, I've got my biggest piece that I've cut, that I made sure there wasn't any more pink in. I'm just giving these one last flip to get that golden brown on the rest of these here. And then I have my my pot of spaghetti right here that I just pulled out of the fridge. I had made this a little bit earlier. I'm probably going to put some more marinara sauce in there, just to give a little bit more of a saucy spaghetti. Saucy. And then I'm going to put my chicken in. I'm going to use some tongs and finish that out. And then it's good to go, and that's probably a good meal. I mean, with this pot of spaghetti, this is probably 2, 3, maybe even 4 meals. So at least 2 apiece for myself and my girlfriend. And then a little bit of protein with the chicken. And that's all. Alright guys, so I'll see you next video. Hey, go out and be better. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around to the end of the episode. I really appreciate it. If you like this kind of content, do the thing. Like button, subscribe button, comment a motivational quote if you have one to share, and share the video to a friend or a family member that might be motivated or inspired to continue on. This is going to be a vlog series of just kind of day-to-day life that's helping me get through my day, and I'll put a motivational quote in each video. There's a number of other videos and playlists that we're going to be making. That information will be right here probably for a video called Starting Over, and above that will be the video to my road to recovery from my shoulder injury. If you're interested in that, go ahead and check out those videos. And as always, this has been your Caveman Motivation. Go out and be better.